Good evening. Welcome. It has been, I have just looked up, it has been 7 months, I believe, since I was last live. So I knew it had been a while, but that is a very long while. I found that my life and the busyness of my businesses and just my everyday life, that something had to give last year. So unfortunately, it was the lives. So anyway, I am back. 2024 is a different year, and I am excited for all that 2024 has to offer. So I welcome you here. I do welcome you. This is an interactive space. So this is a space for you to ask your questions, offer anything that you would like to offer to the space. It is called Oneness. It is about unity and connection. It is about the trans-channeling, and it is about conversation. So I invite you to engage in this space. If you have burning questions about spirituality, and hopefully I can answer them for you, please ask them, and we'll see what comes about. As a trans channel, I tend to not retain a lot of information, which is, interesting and challenging on another level as well. But it just means that generally, if I need to access information, I can access information. So it just means that there's a little bit of a clearer channel going on there. I have been working in this field for a couple of decades. I began as a healer, and it is through 20 odd years of healing, not only assisting other people on their healing journey, but moving into my own healing. Then it has opened me up into a space where I can access my own innate gifts. They are varied, my gifts. I don't necessarily sit in one lane. I am a little bit of a mixed bag of skill sets and gifts and abilities. And I love that it doesn't matter what is presented, that spirit always steps forward and will show me or tell me kind of what the next step is. So I really heavily rely on my level of trust with my connection with spirit. And even with the trance channeling, it is a space of free falling every single time. Yay, Annette's here. Welcome. And I want to talk about some healing stuff too. So yeah, every time I move into this trance channeling space, it is a space of free falling. Even here going live, it was like, oh my God, here we go. So it's been a while. There's a few nerves, and that's okay. I'm human. It's all good. But I really request your engagement. This is really what it's all about. I surrendered doing half channeling and half readings because I feel that there's so many people out there that can offer readings, and I feel like I can offer something a little bit different. So I'd like to stick into my roots of essentially who I am. I am a reader, I am a psychic, I am a medium, but I am a trance channel as well. And I do know that spirit is Archangel Michael said to me many years ago when I first started trance channeling that he would like an audience. So with that, it's just about giving more, that more people can access what spirit has to offer, essentially, is what this space is. So I hope that you will unite with me in this space. And like I said, it is a free fall. I have been thinking about it all week. I've been thinking about what it is that I would like to talk about. I've had a couple of things pop into my head throughout the week, and now I got nothing. So as the channel, I will just go with the flow and see what stream of consciousness comes in. And yeah, by all means, pop any questions up if you would like to. Now, if you want to like and share this feed, that would be appreciated. Yeah, it's not a prerequisite, but if you do feel like you would like to, just to balance out the exchange of energy, that would be much appreciated. Alrighty, I'm just going to not take up too much time, but I just want to let you know where I'm going to be. I not only have my healing, reading, teaching aspect with the Divine Channeler, but I also am the founder of Living Wellness events, and we host events across New South Wales. So there's one coming up very shortly this Sunday, so I'm in prep mode for that. We will be at the Mittagong RSL Club on Sunday, the 11th of February. So if anyone is out in the area, please come along. It's a fantastic venue. It's in the beautiful Southern Highlands, and it is definitely a day where you can engage and source information, receive healing, receive your insights through readings. You know, there's lots of retailers, there's lots of support there for you, basically. So for your journey, or just even if you want a great day out. So the next thing I've got coming up is the 24th of Feb, and that will be private readings at Cowra. I was there recently on the 3rd, and it had been a couple of months since I'd been there, so that booked out very quickly. So I've opened up another reading day. I've only got three appointments left. So if anyone from Cowra is watching this or in the area, I suggest that you book sooner rather than later. Yep. 17th of March, hometown in Bathurst. So I think last August we'd done our 10th Living Wellness and Psychic Expo in Bathurst. So that is a real accomplishment. I'm very proud of everything that I have created together with all the exhibitors and the venues. And it is wonderful to see us going from strength to strength after the last, 3 years essentially that have been a little challenging for everyone. So we're still here and we're going strong and still putting on really enjoyable events. So please come on down to the Bathurst Living Wellness and Psychic Expo. April, I'm back in New Zealand and I can't wait. I was planning, I loosely plan my itinerary because weather has a lot to do with it. And when I got to the North Island last time, I didn't know which direction I was going to go. I knew I needed to go to Lake Taupo, and that was pretty much it. And I heard left, so I pretty much looked at the map and went, that would be State Highway 1. Okay, let's go State Highway 1. So that's kind of how my how my journeys, my trips unfold. And as I was, I had an urge to go back where I've been before, and it's this little peninsula that's down near Akaroa. And so I looked it up. I've saved it in my Google Maps, and I did a little bit of research on it, and I found out that there was a war that broke out amongst rivaling tribes, and there was a big massacre. So I can see why I'm being drawn there now, because it's really about me assisting on clearing the land there and allowing those lost and forgotten souls to head home and find peace. So as much as I am, moving around the place, I'm actually working as well, but I am really looking forward to it. The event is fantastic in Christchurch, and so there'll be connections with readings and doing workshops and sightseeing and working for spirit as well. So that'll be good. Now, every other day of the week, you will find me here on Tuesday night at 7:30 for Oneness. Thank you for adjusting to the change in day. Mondays, more often than not, I'm traveling back from somewhere, and we've got public holidays as well. So Tuesday just felt like a really nice fit for me, that I wouldn't have to postpone or cancel going live. So I do hope that you'll join me every week for this space. Thursdays, if you enjoyed this space with the trance channeling, I offer the trance channeled meditation and ascension classes. They've been running for about 10 years now, I think, and we are all online now. So no matter where you are, you can plug in. It is a space, like I say, of we don't do light and fluffy, we do the deep soul work. So if you are interested in a space that can support you in your deepening and strengthening your connection to spirit, and your development, your all development really, because it'll help with everything, because essentially we do a lot of healing work and a lot of clearing work, which will make it easier for you to step forward into your power, into your center, into your oneness, into all of it. So if you are interested in them, just all the details are on the bottom of the screen, right? For the other days of the week, we've got Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. And those are the days that I offer one-on-one private sessions, either online or in person. That is psychic mediumship. I also do pet communication as well. I'm also going to adjust those readings and incorporate some trance channeling into it. So that's exciting to see how that will unfold. Healing sessions, so they're soul guidance healing sessions, one-on-one space for you to come with an intention that we can unpack with spirit's help and get to the core wounding so that we can clear it, so that you can move into your highest potential. And all the other lovely bits and bobs that I do, so house clearings, spirit rescues, land clearings, attachment, implant release, a little bit of a mixed bag. So if you are interested, just make contact with me. I have a website. I've nearly finished the website. There's a couple of little tweaks I need to do, but as far as I know, it is operating how I need it to operate. I suppose the proof is going to be in the pudding. So if you want to check it out, it's thedivinechanneler.com. All righty. So, thanks, Annette. I'm excited for you to be here as well. Hi, Michelle, Leanne, Gayleen, nice to see you too. Shez, nice to see you there. Ask your questions, please, if you have anything that you would like to know about. I'm probably just going to reflect on, and I'm incredibly transparent with my own healing process because I think it helps others to move more freely into their healing processes. So ironically, and I even had confirmation of this because I had a client that had something similar. I've got a beautiful healer friend that I've been working with for a number of years. So sometimes we can become a little bit disassociated from our hinderies, from our body. So this is exactly what happened to me. I had been moving along at lightning speed and gathering lots and lots of stress, but I knew in my mind and on my higher consciousness that I was stressed, but I wasn't feeling it. And the reason why I wasn't feeling it was because I had learnt to kind of disassociate from my body in order to be able to keep going and not feel the impact that the stress was having on me. And people experience probably more stress now than what they did 20 years ago. life is a lot faster. We've got a lot of screens and a lot of social media and a lot of disconnection between each other. And it's more so, feeling those connections through the screen, which is essentially what I'm doing now, but we're going to get into some deeper work. So just let me know how you guys how you handle stress, or how you feel stress in your body, whether you have been operating like I have, where I have been overriding. I had an override system on my stress system. And I must say, I feel so much better within myself since I reunited back into my body. And it means that I can feel more of what's going on. So instead of kind of getting to a space where you would be placed on your backside, you can actually see the buildup of it and take measures in order to not be placed on your backside. Because I used to get placed on my backside quite a lot. So, yeah. Oh, Gayleen, we're not doing readings. Yeah, it's more about this conversation and connection and channeling. So I have really shifted gears from offering the readings. The only thing I'm hearing is that you really need to trust yourself. So instead of projecting, and this is more about some spiritual guidance as well. Quite often we get, yeah, quite often we get fixated, and I'm guilty of this. I've definitely been guilty of this, and I'm learning to pause, so we can project into potential outcomes, and it's an extension of our energy on all levels, like even physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, and it's generating its own kind of field. We invest so much into it. But when we learn to trust, and learn to trust ourselves, and learn to kind of learn to just let go, and so it's really about surrendering, we don't remain as attached to the scenarios that we have created for ourselves. And the thing that you could be doing is looking at where your triggers are. So if you're feeling anxious, well, what's that anxiousness connected to? Is it connected to fear? Where's that fear coming from? Have you, always not been supported in new roles and been thrown in green? I know I have. So you can follow the thread of what's going on in order to kind of really help yourself to navigate those waters, so to speak. My spiritual journey, I've decided to just let it be. Can you see anything on this? So let me know what you think about that, Gayleen, how that sits for you. It's challenging, I know. I'm really learning the art of detachment when I feel myself connected to a story that I'm telling myself. It's like, how do I want to extend my energy? Do I want to extend my energy into the story, into something that hasn't even happened yet? And ironically, all of this kind of come up for me in this healing session with my friends. So, yeah. So let me know, Gayleen. Ellen. Hi, Ellen. Okay, so I have spent a lifetime largely disassociated from my body and feelings. Yes, exactly. Because it sometimes comes with that as well. But have been doing a fabulous online course to reconnect with all those trapped emotions. A very steep learning curve, but it's working well. Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Ellen. The emotions, we become quite proficient at pushing our emotions down, don't we? It is the suppression and the repression is something that more often than not we learn from an early age when we're told, I told my kids, stop crying, stop crying. What are you carrying on for? Like, that is part of kind of programming these kids into feeling like they can't express their emotions, regardless of whether they're having a tanty that you feel is warranted or not warranted. The child's still feeling what they're feeling. So, and today I was working and it was all about really that person coming back into their body and being able to feel their feelings. So, I'm glad that you're doing something about it. That is fantastic. That you found what your wounding was, and that you moved into a space or found a space that supports you in that. That's absolutely beautiful. So it is all about sometimes, and you could all try this if you like, to just give yourself permission to feel your feelings. Sometimes we can be really fearful, especially if we've experienced anger, and we're all told to bottle it up. We all kind of act and behave certain ways in certain situations, and wear a lot of hats, wear a lot of masks, and anger, for example, is not exactly socially acceptable, right? To be angry. For me as a healer, I work a lot in the shadow. So for me, it's not, I don't, like I said before, I don't do light and fluffy. Like you have to look at both sides. You have to look at the duality. You have to look at the core wounding and get to the nitty gritty of what's going on. So I understand that an emotion like anger being not socially acceptable, and that someone could even be quite fearful of their own anger if they've never been able to express it in a healthy way. So it is about giving yourself the space and the opportunity to, and the permission. I give myself permission to feel my feelings. And the other thing I say is that your feelings are not bigger than you, because they are you. So it's just about you becoming more familiar with feeling the feelings, because they feel uncomfortable, right? Most growth, most expansion can feel uncomfortable, because we're moving into a space that is unknown to us at that point. So I encourage people to move into their feelings and allow themselves to just sit with it. You don't have to become the feeling. It's really about observing what's going on as well. So if you're sad or frustrated or angry or, jealous or resentful or whatever it is, sit with it, feel it, observe it, look at it, okay? And then kind of, when you're observing it, you're not in it. So you need to be in it first to recognize and acknowledge it, and then just slightly remove yourself to ask, where is this coming from? You're asking your innate self, you're asking your inner self where it's coming from, and it's about being open enough to, some of us will see a memory, some of us will feel a feeling, know something, just to be able to recognize that what you're feeling now, could be a culmination of lots of little situations or big situations over your life, but the thread leads back to some core wounding somewhere. It always leads back somewhere. So if you can follow that thread and ascertain, I'm having a memory of when I was 4 and blah, blah, blah happened, and it's recognizing that child's needs weren't met or something was going on, then you can then go about resolving everything. Might sound like a lot, like I normally do that in the healing space. So, but it is a couple of pointers for you to be able to help yourself in those spaces to feel your feelings and feel more safe and more comfortable in that. Yeah. Gayleen, I always say you have to be honest with yourself about what is causing these issues and get to the core of it. That's it, lovely. That is exactly it. We're pretty good at fooling ourselves and telling ourselves. I find that there's one thing that I find a lot of these spiritual lessons, they have a couple of levels to it. So when you initially go into the lesson, you might adopt the lesson and use it to your advantage, so that you don't have to do the work. It's like, oh, that happened to me because, you know, I don't resonate with them anymore and they've exited and life's great. That's great. So no accountability for your interaction and your role that you played within the situation. And then you'll find that that situation just rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. It happens with different people, different situations. And hopefully then there's enough awareness that you go, oh, what's my role here? What is this showing me here? How am I interplaying with this lesson? And from there, that is really the best space for you to move into your healing and that deeper awareness. And then I think the next stage of that is that you will find that that scenario will kind of come back at you just to make sure that you've got your lesson on all angles covered. And then you probably will choose not to go into those scenarios. You'll start to see things for what they are. You'll recognize that it was attached to this or that or drama or whatever. So yeah, I hope that makes sense to you. Yeah, it's big stuff. It really is big stuff, and it's just really your willingness to dive deep and observe and be aware and take notice of the patterns. There'll be patterns in your life. There'll be, you know, maybe it's just one friend that, you know, you've had all these different friends, but there's always one friend amongst all these years that kind of takes a lot from you and gives very little back. So that might be about, you know, your codependency on needing somebody else to need you, or you don't know how to say no, or you struggle with personal boundaries, things, energetic boundaries. So yeah. Okay, Shez has got some tips. I like to exercise to manage stress. I also see an energy healer regularly, but I have to say I do feel it. Mostly the stress I experience shows up as digestive issues. Yeah, because your digestion is all about like processing and assimilating. So it's good that you've made that connection, because I know you do energy healing yourself. So that's really good that you're aware of that and that you have some tools to help yourself. That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. Okay, Annette. When you say you work in the shadows, can you please explain that a bit more? And if you're doing light work, sorry, the words cut off on the screen, so I've got to go off screen. If you're doing light work, can you avoid the shadows or more specifically negative entities? And if so, how? Okay, these are some big questions, Annette. So let me see how I go. So by me working in the shadow means that I'm working in the duality of our existence. It's not all light, it's not all rainbows and fluffy clouds and unicorns. Okay. A lot of what we don't like about ourselves is suppressed into the shadow aspect. But also a lot of who we are, as in our gifts, are sitting in the shadow as well. So the shadow is really just about diving deep into the self, in order to clear. Now, that could be on any plane of existence as well. So, yeah, it could be physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. So I hope that answers that question in short form. And if you're doing light work, okay, can you avoid the shadows, or more specifically, negative energies? So I wouldn't call them shadows per se. I would call them dense energies. So this one's tricky, because if you are experiencing dense energies or entities, then there is a reason. Sometimes we create our own. Sometimes, let's say, someone who has been sitting in anger for a long time can kind of create, it's all energy, right? So it's not like, oh, there's a demon coming through that portal, and there's a demon coming through that portal, and there's an attachment, and there's this and there's that. It's our energy can create, and other people's energies can create negative or dense energies that kind of take on their own life form. But essentially, they're a part of you. So it's really about ascertaining, I suppose, where the negative energy that you're speaking about is kind of coming from. I work a lot with attachments, non-human entities, and anything of the dense degree. I have an ability to kind of tune in and see and sense and be able to remove those things. Sometimes when we're opening up to the light, we're also opening up to a lot of everything else that is there. I think that the shadows are not so much in the shadow anymore, from my experience of the last couple of decades. I think people are a little bit more aware of it. As to avoiding them, for me, I never personally avoided them. For me, it was an indication, because I work in that field, to increase my light. So the way we can increase our light is to, I've just looked at the clock and it was 3333. The way that we can increase our light is to work in our own backyard and clear our stuff, right? So when I used to, when I had that big dark night of the soul, and all of a sudden the lid was lifted on, everything's light, and I'm working with angels, and I'm working with this, and I'm working with that. I discovered the depths of the darkness, and was hunted for a number of months. And at that stage, there was a lot of fear that I had running through my body. So the fear is what really attracts them and what they feed off. And it took me some time, because I used to fight with the light. And by that act of fighting, it meant that I felt threatened, and I felt fearful, and it was something that I kind of felt I needed to do, fight with the light. What ended up happening is, and I can't exactly tell you how, this dark, this chasing and hunting of me for happened for about 3 months. It was relentless. And I leveled up. At some point. I was doing a lot of journeying. My shamanic gifts had opened up, which I think is why I could suddenly access and see all this dense energy. So I went through a lot of initiations on a shamanic level through my journeying with spirit. And you go through 1,000 deaths. It's just all about death and rebirth, death and rebirth. So you're shedding a lot of what you kind of thought you were. But essentially the essence was to move into a space of love. So release everything that is not love, and move into a space of love. And that is how you can navigate those spaces once the fear is released. So it is a process. It is an embodiment of a higher frequency. In the meantime, though, if you feel that it's coming up, then just ask for some assistance from your team in spirit. Ask them, but also do your own work as well. Like you can, it's great that we've got spirit there and it's great that we're asking them to do this and that, but it's really about, when you want to level up to the next stage, it's about taking ownership of your own energy and what you're capable of. So, so sort yourself out and then ask for the assistance, and release everything that has to do with fear, basically. So now when I go into those spaces, I sit squarely in my heart space. I open my energy right up, and I am light. I am light. And the darkness, all those denser energies, reject the light. So I hold no fear because they can't touch me. They literally cannot touch me while I'm in that frequency. And it doesn't matter how they attempt to unnerve me, because I'm glad I'm not fully visual and see it in like HD. I just get an imprint, but they do come kind of screaming right into my face and stuff. But yeah, it doesn't, I don't waver because I'm just sitting in the light. I hope that helps, Annette. Yeah, it is a very big question, and I thank you for asking it. All righty. Let's do a trans channel. I didn't think I would talk that long. So thank you so much for your questions and your interaction. It's really nice to be able to share this space with you. All righty. I'm pretty sure many of you have seen me channel before. I know a couple of people are here, but we've got a couple of people that I don't know who you are. So hopefully you have seen a trans channel before. I blend with high dimensional beings of light. Like I said earlier, this space is a free fall for me. If I'm running a class, then I am aware of what we're doing, and I'm aware so that I can tell the class, a bit of a brief of what we'll be doing. And I generally will know then or know after who has been coming through. In this instance, it is like the Fool in the tarot. I literally jump off the cliff and spirit will join me. So all I ask is that you take a breath. I'm going to take a breath. And that you relax your body, and that you make sure that there are no distractions. And all you have to do is listen. Just be open, breathe, and listen. That is it. Okay? And just allow your innate self to guide you, to show you, to give more, Okay. Excellent, Annette. I'm glad that helped. It's a big subject. So, yeah. Okay. Alrighty, let's see where spirit is going to take us. Okay. So just give me a second to get out of talk mode into open channel mode. Okay. was very nice. I just want to share. I feel spirit come in, so they always enter through the back because they're blending with my energy. So there will be changes in the way I speak and the tone of my voice. But I could hear the acknowledgement, like, that they are proud that I am back in this space. So yeah, so that is really nice. Yeah, when we follow our joy and our bliss and our inspiration, because your inspiration is coming from spirit, then it just flows. It just flows. Okay. So taking a couple of deep breaths. They're just calling this space, we welcome you to the space of in between. So they're referring to the fact that we are in the physical space and yet spirit, and they are spirit, and they are reaching down to us. Welcome. We are always pleased to be given the opportunity to speak with you. We come with great love for you, great love for all that you are doing, not only for yourself, but for your mission. Yes, that is right. You have all designed a mission for yourselves before you came to this existence upon this planet. You might think that the mission should be a straight course, but no, it is not so. You have had many ups and downs, as you would say. We consider this more of a spiral, that you are moving inwards and then outwards, inwards and then outwards. And with each time that you move inwards in the introspection and in the healing, then you expand even further outwards on the outward spiral. Do you see what we mean? We know that living in a body can be challenging because you are spirit. You are all spirit. You are like we are. You are like the archangels. You are like the ascended masters. You are like your star brothers and sisters. This is the energy that you have been before. But in this instance, you are in a 3D. You are in a denser physical frequency. And with that, you can sometimes feel incredibly comfortable and even like you are not feeling at home. This body of yours is miraculous. It gives you the opportunity to feel in so many ways, to feel your environment, viscerally, your experiences, your feelings. It gives you the opportunity to go through processes to undo what you have become, to be essentially who you already are. It sounds strange, we know, but this is what you have chosen to experience. So we're going to ask you now to focus upon the body, to feel the breath moving in and out of the body. To feel the areas that are tight, that are sore, that are heavy. To become acutely aware of your body, of your heartbeat. And as you breathe in light, and the light that you see or feel or know will be the most attuned light to your needs. And you get to choose whether you would like to continue to store what you are storing within your body, or if you would like to release it. So as you recognize and acknowledge that your body houses not only your organs, all the functions and systems that enable you to experience your environment and interact. Your body can act like a container where your emotions can become suppressed, stored, held, and repressed within the body. Your mind can also play a part in belief systems, in programming, that through the wounding you see situations a specific way. So as you bring the light into your body, allow it to seek those areas of disharmony, of discomfort, and see the light begin to flood that space. You may experience aches and pains in your body, just as an indicator for the light to move to those spaces. And gift yourself permission to acknowledge what is weighing you down. And the light frequency that you are breathing in may morph and change as you move through this process. So drawing the light in, allowing the light to expand within the vessel as it infiltrates through all of the organs, the tissues, the bones, the blood, the skin, every single aspect of your physicality. And as you breathe out, you may choose to start to let go of that which you have been storing. Just feel the shift as it is happening. Very gently, you are letting this go with ease and grace as more and more light floods the space. And it becomes easier and easier with each breath for you to release. Much like a tiny hole in a dam wall, that it is just trickling out to begin with, and then the hole becomes bigger, and the stored emotions, beliefs and patterns and programming begins to flow freely from the vessel. And you replace those dense spaces with light. Your body becomes more radiant. And as you have cleared the physical vessel, move into your energetic systems, into your chakras, into your energetic field, on the outside of your body. Breathing in the light, expanding it from within all the way out. And here you are clearing any residual energy, any psychic energy that may have been directed towards you, any energies that you have chosen to carry within your energetic field from another, from a place. And there may even be cords or threads, hooks or ties, energetic threads that are connecting you to these people or situations. And as the light moves around those cords and threads, hooks and ties, when you are ready, just willingly release them. And the light will dissolve all that it has highlighted, all the way back to its source, whether it is coming from you or to you, and gently healing that space of connection. And now, with your body clear and your energy clear, you get to choose how you would like to interact with yourself in situations with other people. You get to choose how much energy you extend, how much you give, how much you offer, how much they take. You get to choose. So with your energy clear, think about your bodies, thinking about your physical body. And you may see this as a representation of a version of the self. And then focus upon a representation of your emotional body. a representation of your mental body, your mental processes, your thoughts. And just visualize if they are at a great distance from each other, if one is in front of the other, or if they are beside themselves. And we just want to move into a process of alignment, aligning these bodies so that you can move into oneness, into unity within the self, to feel the feelings, to know that the thoughts are yours, to be in connection with your body and what it is expressing to you. So as you take a big deep breath, ask for the alignment. Feel yourself blending as one body connects to the next and the next, and they begin to merge into one. And if that symbolism is outside of you, see them dissolve in entirety back into your physicalness. Do this now. When we are in alignment with ourself, and when our energy field is clear and in its authenticity, it is easier for us or you to navigate your environment and situations, because you are not carrying or storing any extra anything. So do you see how easy it is for you to come back into your center, into your alignment, into your oneness? This is our suggestion for you to practice. You may like to do it daily in order to become more accustomed. You may need to do it after certain situations where you have been triggered. And by doing that, it will enable you to see more clearly and feel more clearly once you have gone through a processing and an alignment and a clearing. It is that simple. And you are all capable. So we will leave you now in your own capable hands. And we have enjoyed connecting with you. It is always our pleasure. And we are the Arcturians. So taking a deep breath, feeling the body, feeling the breath, becoming aware of your surroundings. Just calling yourself back in, calling your energy back in slightly. Thanking, offering gratitude for any of your teaming spirit that joined you. Thanking yourself for this commitment to yourself. You are worth it. And feeling your feet, your hands, your legs, your torso, your shoulders, your neck, your head. Feeling your entire body as you hear the noises that are inside and outside of the space. We ask you to call yourself back into full awareness now, full awareness of this space and this moment, full awareness of your physicality. We ask that in your own time you create some gentle movement by wriggling your hands and toes. We ask that you take a big deep breath, that you have a stretch, and in your own time, when you are ready, that you open your eyes. So we are on a 30-second delay here. So let me know how you went, how you felt before, how you felt during, how you feel now. I feel great. I always feel amazing after channeling. There was a trance channeler that I've been watching, and because I'm always interested how they do it, and he said it's like receiving a waterfall. It's like when spirit's energy comes over him, that it feels like the full force of a waterfall, but you guys are feeling the spray of the waterfall. So I wish you guys could feel exactly what I'm feeling, because it is absolutely phenomenal. But I do want to know how you guys feel. Gayleen, thank you. Really enjoyed tonight. I'm so glad. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate your support. Leanne is feeling amazing now. And Gayleen's just shared that she feels totally relaxed as well. It's that simple, like they said. It's about plugging into how we can help ourselves and working with the light and working in a space of surrender and release and letting go. It is that simple. It does help if you're guided. So if you want to come back and repeat this, because this live will be out there in the digital world. I'm not sure where the channel starts. I think it might be at about 39 minutes. Repeat it. Have it on repeat. Use it when you need to use it. That's what it's there for. Alan's feeling very relaxed. That's great. So exactly what I needed. Feel relaxed. I feel like me. Exactly. So they were talking about, because I get visuals and I feel what's going on within the visual. So because it's all energy, right? So it's all information is what I'm receiving. And the same as you guys, you receive information. So it's all about being able to clear all the noise that you've got, that you've kind of wrapped yourself up in, or that you're storing within your own body, so that you can get back to a state of equilibrium. Or, even if you're still upset, or you're still processing, or you're still whatever you're doing, you can always come back into that state now. And then all of that stuff that you're processing, and how you might be fixated on what happened, or he said, she said, or how that's an injustice, or how dare that happen, or all the stories become less noisy, because you're back into your authentic energy field. And it makes it easier, especially when you clear from within and externally in your energy field, because like we're sponges, right? We're picking up stuff left, right, and center. We're plugged into other people. We're feeling other people's feelings. People kind of dump their stuff on us as well. And we need to learn to navigate that space. So one way to do that is to learn what your energy feels like, because then you'll know when there's a disturbance in your energy field. And then you're like, right, I need to cleanse and clear, and everything will just be easier. It'll be so much easier. Yeah. Thanks, Kayleen. To all, Danielle has a few on YouTube that are amazing to do. Thank you so much. Do you know they're now 2 years old? Oh, I've just looked. There's 11. They are 2 years old. It has been that long. But if you want to join a class, but you're right, there is about a dozen trans-channeled meditations. They have morphed and changed and grown, but they are timeless, even though they were done 2 years ago. And they cover everything from violet flame, cleansing and clearing, to inner child, to I think there's an attachments and implants one, and I think there's a galactic connection as well. So there's a nice little breadth of kind of what I offer. Has just organically kind of gone up there. So yeah. So if you can't make a class and you do want to join, I do offer a subscription. So that will just come to your inbox every Thursday night, and you'll have access to it for 6 days. You just pay for the whole month in advance, and it comes with a little blurb about what it is that you'll be doing. And yeah, you can enjoy it in your own time, as many times as you like in that access period. Otherwise, join me next Monday for Oneness, and we can connect all over again and see what Spirit has in store for us. So all my love, thank you so much for joining me. It has been a fantastic first night back, and I look forward to many more and reconnecting with you again. So just be yourself. You can't be anyone else. Okay, take care, guys, and I will see you soon. Many thanks. Bye.